the biggest breakthrough of any client that I've ever worked with who is heading towards that 7-figure mark in their business is learning about their human design energy. And here's why. Because in order for them to hit 7 figures, and not only hit 7 figures, but actually then hold the frequency, hold the vibration, hold the space of that size of business, they need endurance. And so many women that I speak to that are at that level, at that stage in their business, feel burnt out. They feel like they've got to that stage through hustle, through hard work, maybe a little bit of luck, maybe a little bit of magic, but mostly hard work and hustle and grind, because that is how we are taught and deeply conditioned by society to be successful. In order to grow a business of that size, we need to hustle, we need to work hard. It's almost like it's a badge of honor. And I was speaking to someone actually the other week, one of my new clients actually, who was talking about the fact that she'll get to 7 figures and then she'll dip down. She'll get to 7 figures, then she'll dip down. It's almost like it's this roller coaster, and she'll get the celebration and the elation of hitting there and then coming back down again, and then having to hustle and grind to get up to that stage. And she also shared with me that a lot of the women that she's in mastermind groups with, that she's in communities with, are doing the same thing. And I cannot tell you the amount of women that I speak to that are on that roller coaster. They'll get there, it's the pinnacle, it's what they've been working so hard for over the last 4 years, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they get that and they can't hold it. They can't hold it and they have to let it go. And that then makes them feel like they've failed, that they're not worthy, that, they feel burnt out, they feel tired. So this is why we need endurance. This is why my clients need endurance to get to that stage. And this is how human design can help them with that. Because it can seem really exhausting when you are working flat out, when you are using all your energy to get to that stage in the business, but it doesn't have to be like that. And here's why. And this is something that I wanted to share with you today that has really helped so many women that I've spoken to about this matter. It's really about learning about your human design energy type. Because we are conditioned to hustle, and we are conditioned to work hard, and we're also conditioned to initiate. Now, according to human design, only 9% of the population is actually designed to initiate, which means that a massive, whopping 91% of us in this business world, and the whole population actually, is not designed to initiate. We are designed to wait for something or someone. And it's almost like when you learn about human design, it gives you the key to be able to unlock those resources, to be able to align yourself to the energy that is going to be able to help you to thrive, to hit those marks, to hit those achievements, to hit those massive milestones within your business, but not only to hit it, but also to hold the frequency of this. So I'm referring to 7 figures within this video, but actually this is applicable to any of you who are growing businesses at this point. Any milestone that you want to hit within your business, really understanding your human design type. So first of all, there are 5 different human design types. There are manifestors, there's manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. 5 different human design types that all have different energy patterns. You need to know and understand and deeply understand your energy type in order to be able to achieve these consistent results without burning out, without moving backwards, that you can hold a space for the money that's coming in, for the energy that's coming in, for the work that's coming in, for the clients that are coming in, and also the team that you are building. And this is really, really important, utilizing your team. Let's talk about manifestors. I speak to so many manifestors that are really strong starters and then beat themselves up because they can't finish. So for example, when it comes to launches, launches are so difficult for me. I burn myself out during a launch because I get the party started, I start strong, and then I finish absolutely burnt out, knackered, resenting the launch. And guess what? I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again because I don't want to feel like that. Well, that's because manifestors are designed to initiate. You're the only human design type that is designed to initiate. But what's really important for you is, if you're a manifestor, is then to delegate to your team. So you can start things going, you can start the launch, you can start the project, you can get things out there, and then you build a strong team around you that you're able to delegate to. I was speaking to a manifestor a few months ago that when I did her first session with her and I was sharing with her about her manifestor energy, it's like, ding, the penny dropped. She was like, oh my God, Abby, literally, I try and do everything. Like I get the project going and then I try and project manage it. And then I burn myself out, and I've always wanted to know why. I just felt it was something about me. Like I didn't have the thing, I didn't have the energy, like I couldn't keep up with things. And I said, well, that's because you're not the project manager. If we're looking at a project, manifestors get the project going. They are not the project manager. You are not the project manager. So it's really important for you as a manifestor to initiate, but then hand it over to someone else. Hand it over to a colleague. Hand it over to a member of your team so that they can start to project manage. When you do this, you will find that you have more consistent energy. So you're not going to be in this cycle of loads of energy and then burnout, loads of energy and burnout. You can keep the consistency, you can keep it going. That is how you're going to not only hit the 7-figure mark, you're also going to consistently hold that space. Because as a manifestor, you're really powerful. You're an incredible leader. You can start, like I always say, like you're starting movements, and then you're taking people along with you on the journey, but you can't consistently manage that movement. You start the movement and then you allow others to manage it. When we start to look at building teams, when you're building out your business, it's really important to understand the roles of the team members. That's why I do a lot of consultation with larger organizations when it comes to leadership and team management, because sometimes the team members don't have the role that they're designed to have within human design. Anyway, I digress. I feel like I'm going off subject a little bit with this, because I get very, very excited, especially when I'm talking about manifestors, because at the moment I'm just surrounded by freaking awesome manifestors who are incredible, but need to learn how to conserve their energy. Okay, so that's manifestors. Manifesting generators, you actually have the opposite. You try and initiate, you try and be an initiator, because you have that part of the manifestor within you, but you've got to understand that you are still a generator. Even though you are a manifesting generator, you're still a generator. So what that means is that you're not designed to initiate. When you try and initiate, things just fall flat on their face. You'll get blocked. Things are not going to happen for you. There's not going to be ease and flow, which means that you're always going to be trying and pushing upstream and swimming upstream, which means that actually, yes, even though you have sacral energy, you are going to get burnt out still, because you're just going to be pushing against the grain. Does it feel like a struggle? I just can't quite get to that 7 figures. I can't hit my goal. That's because you're trying to initiate. So manifesting generators, yes, I know that you are the freaking powerhouse of all the human design types, and you can manage multiple projects, but you can't initiate without responding to something. So you still have to wait for that sign from the universe in order to respond to it, and then you can initiate, and then you can initiate the multiple projects. You can juggle those projects, you can get those things done, you can project management, but you also need to ask for help. It's very difficult for you to ask for help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. And you can't do it all. You have to delegate to your team. Allow them to take the slack. Have generators within your team that are able to take that slack for you. Okay, that are able to project manage some of those projects for you. Manifesting generators, please take note. Do not initiate. Even though every fiber of your being wants to initiate, wait to respond. And when you initiate in response, that's when it's going to be powerful. That's when you're going to be able to really use that energy, and use that energy to hold the vibration of those 7 figures, or whatever goal it is that you are heading towards. Generators, you might not have as much of an inclination to initiate as the manifesting generators have, but you'll still try and do it because you've been deeply conditioned to initiate. In order to be successful, I need to go out there, I need to get the ball rolling, I need to be a fire starter, I need to get things done. And if you are in the personal development world, if you're a coach, a mentor, a community builder, a course creator, you'll probably have been, well, I know, you'll have been deeply conditioned by the coaching community to do this as well. And you've probably been deeply conditioned by a lot of the coaches or mentors that you've worked with who are trying to teach you how to be a manifester, and you're not a manifester, you're a generator. Imagine that you're in a beautiful dance with the universe. The universe is leading, you are responding. So again, it's really important for you to respond, but also what's really important is that you are doing work that lights you up. If you are not doing work that lights you up, you're going to get burnt out very, very quickly, even if you have sacral energy. I was working with a client a couple of years ago who was really trying so hard to get to the 7-figure mark. She was hustling, she was initiating, she wasn't delegating to her team, she did not understand the dynamics of her team, so her team kept letting her down. It wasn't the team that was letting her down, it was the fact that she didn't understand the dynamics and the energy type of her team. So what she was doing is she was trying to do everything herself, and she was doing the tasks that she absolutely despised and hated, that were draining her. She did not want to do them, but she was doing them because she didn't trust anyone in her team to do it for her. So guess what was happening? She was launching, she was holding big conferences. And then she was doing everything herself. She was doing the work that didn't light her up. And then she was burning herself out. And then she was running away from her business for 3 months to go and recuperate because she didn't have the energy to keep going. And then she'd come back and she'd have to start all over again. And the majority of the time she'd have to build up her team again because her team felt that they weren't valued, that she didn't trust them. So they were just like leaving. It was a complete shit show, really. So what she learned to do by learning about her human design was starting to understand her team, the energy of her team, so she was able to delegate to them. So she was then able to do the things that lit her up. And as a generator, that was beautiful and invigorating. She wasn't getting burnt out. And she was able to hit her goal. She was able to hit that 7 figures. She's been able to maintain her 7 figures ever since. So generators, it's really important that you do the work that lights you up. Really, really important. Trust your team, delegate to them, understand what their energies are. If you're a projector, you can absolutely have it all. You can absolutely build the big businesses, the same as the manifesting generators, the same as the generators, the same as the manifestors. It might not feel like it because you have a different energy type to them, but you absolutely can do it. I think what's really important for you to understand as a projector is when you are building out your business and you are hitting those big numbers and you are working with big energy types, and you are like feeding off that energy, you're bringing in that energy and you're amplifying it. It might feel that you have so much energy, you can just go and go and go and go. And it's really important for you to understand that as a projector, that is a false economy. It's not your energy. You're borrowing it from someone else. You're amplifying it. And you are going to get absolutely burnt out if you continue to work in that way. So projectors, as you are building out your business and you are dreaming big and building big, please remember to understand your projector energy. Because very often with projectors, when we are operating at that higher level and working with those bigger numbers, we don't know when enough is enough. So we just keep on going because we're so conditioned to do that. And we are probably surrounding ourselves with generators, manifesting generators. And they will get to a point where you are burnt out and it will absolutely cripple you. And I've seen it time and time again. I've experienced this as well as a projector, especially when I was running big teams in corporate. I was managing big teams in corporate and really managing big energies. And I would just keep going. And then eventually I had to stop because I had a heart condition that was stopping me from working, that was keeping me in bed, that got me eventually on an operating table in a hospital, scared out of my wits because I didn't know when to stop. I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Okay? So projectors, I can't stress this enough. Your heart will tell you. Your heart will tell you, listen to it. Okay, so, but again, you can hold that energy. You just need to learn to rest and to manage it in your way. Stop comparing yourself to the generators and manifesting generators in this world. Stop comparing yourself to them. You can build it in your own way. And then finally, as a reflector, and again, I want to say the same thing to reflectors as I did with projectors, you can hold that space. You can build those big businesses. But again, it's really important for you to be in the right environments, to surround yourself with the right people, and to prepare yourself in advance. You know, for reflectors, you are the unicorn of the human population. 1% of the population are reflectors in human design. That makes you very special, very unique. You have a very special energy type. You actually have a lot of endurance, because all of your centers are wide open. So you have to have that strength. You have to have that endurance to be able to hold the energy of others. You're a mirror to others. You can reflect back to them. But actually, when it comes to big decisions and big events, and you're doing big things, you need to be able to follow that moon cycle. That's 28.5 days to make decisions, to set things up. So when it comes to growing your business, it really helps you to be prepared, to give yourself space. Don't do things lastminute.com. You need to be going out and experiencing the different nuances of every single day of that moon phase to be able to bring in the signals and the energy that is required to hold the space of your big business empire and hold the space of the people that you're going to be working with. You're going to be working with some really big, powerful figures. You need to be able to have the space to hold that. So prepare yourself in advance. Don't be going and doing things at the last minute, because it's just gonna give you that feeling of disenchantment, and it's not going to be good for your soul, and it's definitely not going to light you up. It's not going to make you want to kind of go further within your business and grow your business. Could be very easy for you to give up on your dreams, because it's like, my business is such a disappointment. This life is such a disappointment. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore. And if that's genuinely how you feel, then that's absolutely fine. But it might be, and more than likely, it's something to do with the way that your reflector energy is reacting to your situation, to the environments that you place yourself in, and the environments that you place your business in. I just wanted to come on here and give you a little bit of an overview of the different energy types. I'm actually going to be putting something together very soon that I want to give as a free gift to this world, and really drawing on the experiences that I've definitely had working with all the energy types and helping them to build their business to 7 figures. I've never done it with a reflector. I'd love to. And maybe if you're watching this video on replay, then maybe I've worked with a reflector in that way. But I've never actually worked with a reflector in that way. But I have worked with clients who are manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, and yes, projectors. And help them to hit that level, to hold the energy of that space. And the way that they've been able to do that with ease and flow, without burning themselves out, without making themselves ill, without feeling stressed every single minute of the day, is when they've learned about their human design energy types. And if you are completely new to human design, I'd love to invite you to explore yours. You can go onto my website, abigailrebecca.com/human design, and you can download your human design profile for free. It will tell you what your energy type is. And then you can go and find out about your human design type and the strategies and the energy that goes with that. Or you can reach out to me and we can do some work together. Either way, I absolutely encourage you to do this. You owe it to yourself and to your clients and to your financial situation and to your joy and to your happiness and to your absolute freedom to learn about human design. I am all about women empowering themselves to have the freedom to make choices, to have the freedom to build their businesses, to grow their businesses so that their business gives them freedom to have choices in life. And I truly, truly believe that human design is the key that unlocks the door to all of that. So if you don't know about your human design, go away and explore it. And if you know a little bit more about human design, I invite you to deep dive into it, because it really is an incredible tool to unlocking your full potential and building your business big and achieving all of the dreams that you set out to achieve when you first launch your business. I invite you to ask any questions down below, to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on email, hello@abigailrebecca.com. And if this has sparked something inside of you and you would like to explore more, please reach out. I'd love to help you. Have an amazing day, and I will see you soon.